Hello everyone, welcome to InfoStream YouTube channel. So in this video, let's discuss about the full wave rectifiers. So as the name only tells, it will rectify the full wave. That is, the positive half cycle and negative half cycle combinedly forms one wave. Positive and negative half cycle combinedly forms one complete full wave. So this full wave will rectify both positive half cycle and negative half cycle. But what was happening in the half wave rectifiers? In half wave rectifiers, it was only rectifying the positive half cycle of the given input signal. So here what we will be doing? Full wave will be rectified by the full wave rectifier. So same like the half wave rectifier only, we will be having three components. So we will be having majorly three components in the full wave rectifiers. First one is transformer. So first one is transformer. Let's design this one. So here in the transformer we will be having two coils. First one will be the primary coil and second one will be the secondary coil. So there will be more number of turns. So the number of turns in the primary coil, I will call it as N1, and the number of turns in the secondary coil, I will call it as N2. So now the second component in the full wave rectifier is diode. So in the half wave rectifiers we used to use only one diode. So only the positive half cycle was rectified. So to accomplish that one, we will be using two diodes so that the full wave will be rectified. So we are using two diodes. One diode here and another diode here. So now here if you see in the primary coil of the transformer, there will be a voltage source. Let me call it as V1. So V1 is the voltage source, or you can call it as the source voltage. Next, at the secondary coil we will be having V2 as the voltage. So which will be acting as an input to the rectifier. So V2 will act as an input to the rectifier. So here if you see, we are taking the voltage waveform. So V2 will be acting as an input for the rectifiers. So now if you see here, the third component will be the load resistor. So let me call it as RL, that is the load resistor. So while designing the load resistor, since it is a full wave rectifier, this is the load resistor which I connect to the half of the secondary coil. I will be connecting it to the half of the secondary coil, and I will split the V2 in two parts. V2 in two parts. This will be part 1, this will be part 2. Same voltage will be in the two parts. And now I must connect this diode with this diode. So I will be taking the connection from here. So this is load resistance RL. So let's name the diode so that we will be not be confused. So I will call it as D1. This will be D2. So now we constructed the full wave rectifiers. Let's see its operation or working. So it will work in two conditions. So the first condition is in the positive half cycle. Positive half cycle. So when the full wave rectifier will be in the positive half cycle, the polarity will change across the V2, that is at the secondary coil. Plus, minus, plus, minus. Why I wrote two times? Because I have splitted the V2 in two parts. Plus, minus. Like that you must write. Now, if I consider a diode, so this is a diode. So this part will be called as the anode part. And this part will be called as the cathode part. So when the positive terminal will be connected to the anode part of a diode, it will be forward biased. It will be forward biased. See here, the positive terminal is connected to the anode part of diode D1. So diode D1 will be forward biased. So diode D1 is forward biased. Next, if you see the diode D2, minus is connected to the anode part. So diode D2 will be reverse biased. D2 will be reverse biased. If positive is connected to the anode of a diode, it will be forward biased. If negative is connected to the anode of the diode, then it will be reverse biased. So we know that when the diode will be in the forward bias condition, it generates the current. So it generates the current I. Because of the generation of the current, because of the generation of the current in diode D1, the input voltage will be rectified. That is, the positive half cycle will be rectified because of diode D1. So we will get the output voltage V out, V0, because of the forward biasing of diode D1. So what happened here? Again I will tell. The positive terminal was connected to the anode of the diode D1, so it was forward biased. And diode D2 was connected to the negative, so it was reverse biased. So in the forward biased diode, there will be generation of the current which was responsible for the rectification of the positive half cycle of the given input voltage signal. So now, when the diode D2 will be in the reverse bias condition, it will not help for the rectification of the voltage. That is, output voltage will not be given. Now, let's move to the second part. That is during the negative half cycle. So during the negative half cycle, the polarity will change. Plus become minus, minus become plus. So minus, plus, minus, plus. Now if you see here, diode D1's anode is connected to the negative. It means diode D1 is reverse biased. Diode D1 is reverse biased. Next, diode D2's anode is connected to the positive terminal. So you can call diode D2 is forward biased. So since diode D2 is forward biased, there will be generation of current. And the generation of the current will be responsible for the rectification of the given input signal. But if you see here, negative half cycle will be rectified, but in the positive half cycle itself. That is, in the positive half cycle's terms only, we will be rectifying the negative half cycle. It will be written in the positive half cycle way itself, not in the downside. So this positive half cycle was rectified because of diode D1. Negative half cycle because of diode D2. Here, diode D1 was forward biased, output voltage we got. Here, diode D2 is forward biased, so we will get the output voltage. So like that only, when again positive half cycle will come, diode D1 will be forward biased and the positive half cycle will be rectified. When negative half cycle occur, diode D2 will be forward biased and diode D2 will be forward biased and the negative half cycle will be rectified. So this much. So we saw the components or the construction of the full wave rectifiers and how they will work. That is the working we saw. So now let's see the formula for the source voltage V1, input signal for the rectifiers V2 and the load resistance and the current I. So if you see here, V1, that is the voltage source V1 will be equal to Vm sin theta. So where is Vm? Vm is here. The maximum amplitude of the wave will be called as the Vm. That is the maximum voltage. So now if we want to find the V2 value, what is V2? V2 is the input to the rectifiers which will be in the secondary coil of the transformer. So V2 will be equal to N2 divided by N1 into V1. So what is N2 and N1? N2 is the number of turns in the secondary coil, N1 is the turns in the primary coil. If N2 value is greater than N1 value, that is the number of turns in the secondary coil of the transformer is greater than the number of turns in the primary coil of the transformer, then you can tell that transformer is a step up transformer. When N2 is greater than N1, then you can call it a step up transformer. If the number of turns in the N1, that is in the primary coil, is greater than the secondary coil, then you can call it as the step down transformer. So now the last formula is for current I. I will be equal to, here the current being generated because of the forward biasing of the diode. So current I will be equal to Im sin theta. Here we wrote Vm sin theta, that is maximum voltage value, we got it here. But we don't know the value of Im, that is the maximum current. So I will write here. Im will be equal to, we know the Ohm's law formula, V is equal to IR. But here I need the current formula I. So I is equal to V divided by R. Here the voltage will be V maximum because I am finding the maximum current. So V maximum divided by the total resistance in the circuit. So here I am having the load resistance RL plus, but here because of the forward biasing of the diode, current was generated. If current is generated, this diode will offer some resistance. So let me call it as RF. RF is the resistance which will be in the minute size, which will be offered by the diode when it is forward biased. So here if you see here, in the positive of cycle D1 forward biased, negative of cycle D2 forward biased. So in the one complete full cycle, two diodes were forward biased. So we must multiply it by 2. Vm divided by RL plus 2 RF will be the value for the maximum current. So this completes the formula also. So if we see the efficiency of the full wave rectifiers, so it will be around 81.2%. So we saw in the half wave rectifiers, its efficiency was around 40.6%. But here in the full wave rectifiers efficiency will be 81.2%. So hope you understood the topic of the full wave rectifiers. The video link of the half wave rectifiers I will give it in description, you can see it there. And if you liked the video, don't miss to subscribe. And if you have any doubt regarding this topic, please do comment below, I will clarify it. Thank you.